Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Devin Haney will look like Tszyu once he gets hit really hard. Now, welcome to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Listen, man, there are a lot of people out here who don't want to be straightforward when it comes to these fighters. And the fighters who lose, who take really hard shots and getting ready to return to the ring. Now, when it comes to Tszyu, I mean, he's the topic of discussion because no one saw, as far as what happened in the ring, no one saw it coming. The way that fight developed, first round, second round didn't get any better, third round was horrible. No one saw it coming. What everyone realized was whoever lands the first right hand, they're probably going to get the upper hand in the fight. Tim just wasn't able. I don't think Tim had gotten beyond what happened with Fundora. So sometimes people like to throw around the word PTSD. And I'm going to tell you, PTSD just has nothing to do with, or it's not just specific to people who go to war. PTSD is just a post-traumatic stressful event, right? Stress, depression, but it's an event. Something causes you to, whenever that reoccurs or you re-experience something like that, it causes you to kind of cocoon up, clam up, shell up. And I truly believe that Tszyu hadn't really recovered from what he went through with Fundora. And I'm talking about the cut, and in addition to a myriad of other things. But the bottom line is, you know, when he got hit, first it was like the headbutt, bumping the heads. He immediately started going and dabbing at, thinking there was a cut there. But, so that told me, damn, he's worried about the cut reopening or getting cut again. So he was kind of reliving that moment, you know, the PTSD. But then when he got hit really hard, you could see in his face, whatever Tim trained to do, it went out the window. And as far as him recovering from, look, it was a pretty brutal beatdown. And to return to the ring and to be able to get back to the level to where he had ascended, can he do it? Anything's possible. But I really think he needs to go home to Australia where he's a superstar and let them people love up on him, get some big fights, people cheering him on. And I think he'll be okay to return to the ring in another big fight. Will he win? I don't know. But he's got to go and work out them little kinks. More specifically, I think he needs to go to Russia and train with his dad. But that being said, Tim's not the first fighter we've seen get inside of a ring after an event they experienced that I think traumatized them in the boxing ring, and then the shit shows up again the next time they fight. Now, we could talk about guys who never really recover from beatings or different things that may have happened to them, cuts or whatever, right? Someone who comes to mind right off the top, Fernando Vargas. Fernando Vargas, man, he just never really recovered after getting the beat down. Like when he fought De La Hoya, he got hit with some hard shit. Don't get me wrong, Tess came back saying he was juiced to the gills. He says that's not true. I'm not here to point fingers. All I'm saying is he had his moments with De La Hoya, but he got hit with some hard shit. He fought Felix Trinidad. He got hit with some hard shit. And his punch resistance was never quite there after that, man. You know? So you could tell he was a tough guy, but he really wasn't trying to get hit with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Anymore. Adrian Broner. Everyone talks about him. AB, about burgers. AB. Out here tearing through the divisions, man. 130, 135, 140. Went to 147, thinking he can go up there. Continue to perform. Didn't work out that way. Got the beans put on him by the Argentinian Marcos Maidana. And you saw Adrian Broner. In his immediate return, he was gun shy. In his immediate return, he was gun shy. Every fight thereafter, he was gun shy. Now, if he had the upper hand, then his confidence, you can see his confidence would rise. But if he got in there with somebody who was kind of touching him up or had a little bit of power, he wasn't trying to take any risk or had more speed than him. He wasn't trying to take too many risks because he started to relive that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the next person who I'm going to say Anthony Joshua recently. Now, I could go even further back, but let's just talk about the guys who, for some of you who may not be able to talk about something from the 70s or 80s, we'll talk about the stuff that recently happened. AJ's another example. The man went in there, got the bing bings put on by Andy Ruiz. You saw in his subsequent fights, he just wasn't able to quite pull the trigger, right? He was worried about shit. You could tell that he knew what to do in those things that he wanted to do instinctively. His mind was sending a message to the body to not do it because he didn't want to relive the traumatic event that he went through. And now he's got his confidence back, but you saw what happened when he faced the bar. The bar put the bing bings on him, and AJ just threw the game plan out the window and just started fighting, went for broke. Same shit that Tszyu did. He got clipped, threw the game plan out the window, went for broke. Now you got Devin Haney. Devin Haney's about to return to the ring. Who he's going to fight, I don't know, but he's back in training. Whether it's Paro, I don't know who he's fighting. I keep seeing so many names pop up, I don't know who he's fighting, goddammit. But one thing I know for sure is when Devin returns to the ring, you got to be honest here. Throw the fanboy shit out the window. What is he going to do when somebody puts the bing bings on him? I think he's going to look just like Tszyu when he gets hit hard. I think his eyes are going to unrestrict very widely. He's going to look over at that opponent. He's going to say, feet don't fail me now, Betty, Betty, Betty. And he's going to try to fly and run his ass all around that goddamn ring. Because he ain't going to want to get hit with that shit Ryan hit him with. I think you're going to see Devin be gun shy. And he's always been a brave fighter. Devin's always been brave. But I just think something different is going to happen in that ring. He's going to run a lot. And as much as people criticize Shakur Stevenson has never put himself in position for anyone to hit him, for him to go Betty, 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 and start flying around that fucking ring. Devin Haney has always put himself in position, took risk, and that's why a lot of people feel Devin Haney is, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. And look, majority of people aren't going to agree with that. But you got guys like goddamn Bivol, Bertabiev, Crawford, some of these other fighters that rate Devin Haney very highly. So forget the fans. These no-kidding boxers out here saying, that dude deserves more credit. But what's going to happen when he gets hit hard? I think you're going to see him do like Tszyu. And you're going to see him in there like, shit, starting to relive what he went through with Ryan Garcia. Now, people can say what they want about Ryan. I'm not here to talk about nothing. What I'm talking about is Devin got the bings put on him. He got beat down over that whole fight, hit with hard shots over and over and over. You can't tell me in his next fight, somebody lands cleanly, especially if they kind of spark him a little bit, that Devin is going to, shake it off and come back harder. No, I think Devin's going to go into retreat mode. Full retreat mode, boxer running mode, Shakur Stevenson mode. I really feel that way. And I'm not saying that to clown him. I'm just saying it's hard to get beyond that. Now, let's talk about something that has nothing to do with boxing, but talk about people having PTSD. I'll give you something about me. I told this story before. It has nothing to do with boxing. It has nothing to do with me being in the military. I was in the military when this shit happened. It has to do with me being at a goddamn, it's called a spring fling. It was a party, right? Spring fling, big party on the beach. I was out there with my cousin. I don't drink alcohol. I haven't drank alcohol in about 15 years. I have no interest in the shit. But back then, I was drinking. I was maybe 25 years old. And we at the beach, drinking rum punch, eating food, chilling. Honey's out there. It was a nice party, right? Anyway, my cousin like, yo, hood champion, let's swim all the way out. I'm like, cool. So we in the water. He and I swimming side to side, talking bullshit. We swim out like we were seeing how far we can go. We went out so far to when you turn around on the land, the people look like this big. We were way out there. So it's like, oh shit. We turn around, we're like, all right, let's go back. So we're coming back in. Let me tell you something, man. Fucking swimming back in, and I got caught up in a riptide. The current, the riptide. I was swimming like 10, 15 feet. That motherfucker will pull me back. I swim in 10 feet, it pull me back 15 feet. Swimming again, Yo, I fought that shit. Remember, I swam all the way out. People look this big. I fought that shit so hard to swim back in. I became exhausted. Now, I didn't know you got to swim on an angle to get out of it. Now, at this point, I didn't even see where my cousin was. Like, I was full panic mode. Me talking to Jesus. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to die out here. And I'm swimming, and then it got to the point where I was tired. So I was kind of trying to tread water. So I said, let me go down and see if my feet can touch the bottom. Because if I can do that, I'll push back up. And then I should be okay, right? Because I was in great shape. But man, when you swimming for God, you swimming against that riptide, that current, that shit is rough. Man, I went down, I couldn't touch the bottom. So what little bit of energy I had, I'm fucking trying to come back to the top. So I finally get back to the top. And I'm like, shit. And the waves are rolling over my head, and I'm trying to dog paddle now, and I'm breathing hard, and waves are splashing over me, and I'm swallowing water. Hood champion was drowning. And I was like, fuck, I'm about to drown out here. And then I remember I said, God, please no. And I was like, yo, hood champion, you somebody. Don't fucking quit. And then I swear to God, I had an out-of-body experience, man. It's like I could see myself above me looking down on me. And I was like, what the fuck? So I think that was like my spirit leaving me. Anyway, man, that water was coming over my head. That's a true story, boy. And I fucking was sitting there like, God, I'm about to fucking die. I was coughing and swallowing water at this point. Then I went down because I was tired. I said, let me just fucking try to touch the bottom again because I was fucked up. And I just relaxed, went down, and my feet touched the bottom. And then I pushed up, and I was like, shit, I'm okay. And then my cousin, I guess, he had made it back by this time. And I'm swimming in, I'm going down and pushing up, and I get to the point to where, I can stand in the water. And he comes in the water and he grabs me, and I just fucking collapsed. He dragged me up there on the sand. He helped me walk to the sand. I just fell out like a fucking pancake, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you all right? I'm like, fuck no. And he was laughing. He was like, what happened for you? I was looking for you. I was like, I got caught in a fucking riptide, man, the current. He was like, oh shit. He was like, yeah, I was wondering where you were. I was like, man, I was fucking drowning. And I laid there, no kidding, for like 35 fucking minutes. Just saying to myself, that ain't how. That ain't how somebody wants to go out. Not drowning. So I give you that story, right? First, don't be drinking and going out into the ocean. So that's the first and fucking foremost. Respect the wicked genie in them bottles of alcohol. They'll fuck you up. The second thing is, after that, if I went to a pool, I have no problem jumping into the deep end. 10, 14 feet, 20 feet, no problem. But when I get in there, I feel a kind of way. But I'm good in a pool because I know ain't nothing going on. I swim right out to the side. But going back into a beach, if the water come up to about my waist, I'm all right. But when that shit come up to my chest, I start to feel anxious. And I no longer go out in the ocean to where that shit comes up to my shoulders and all that, or where I go and the water's above my head. I used to swim way out. I don't do that because I start to relive that shit. It's PTSD, man. You start to relive the experience, and I get fucking anxious. So I go where I'm comfortable and where I'm safe. And when it comes to these fighters getting in the ring, they have to create a safe zone for themselves in the ring. And I think for Devin, it's going to be jabbing, running, clinching. Do you understand? He's going to do some things that's going to probably make people boo him because he doesn't want to get hit hard. He doesn't want to get hurt. You see, they got Freddie Roach and other trainers working with him. He's trying to use angles. They're trying to implement certain measures that can help him avoid, right? To avert being clipped with some big shots. He doesn't want to go through that. Because I'm telling you, if Devin gets hit hard, he's going to react like Tszyu. I'm telling you it is. So y'all might as well get prepared. Now, I don't think there's anything he can do to get beyond that, except fight, tomato cans. But if he gets in there with someone who can bang, I'm telling you, he's going to relive those moments. And I don't think I don't think Devin had the best chin anyway. That's just me. But what Ryan Garcia did is Devin Haney already had an average chin. I think Ryan Garcia has devalued his already average chin. And I just think for Devin Haney going forward, he's going to have a tough time. If he loses focus for one split second and someone's able to catch him with some shit, Devin Haney, I think, is just going to be all over the place. I think Devin Haney's going to be who's somebody who got hit so hard that every time they got hit after that, they just never, they could just never recover, man. Oh, Amir Khan. I think Devin Haney's going to be like Amir Khan. You know, got the heart, got the balls, but I think he may be in there with the upper hand when he has control, when he's created that safe zone, right? But once he gets touched with something, I think he's all over the place. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that I just have a feeling. So, anyway, we'll see what the future holds for Devin. But we're seeing Tszyu, who's a solid fighter with a good chin, who just come forward and blow fighters out the ring. And you saw what happened to him. And I think with Devin Haney, you're going to see, he's a guy who's used to having his way. But I just have a feeling you're going to see him go through the same thing. And I think people are going to boo him and they're going to try to clown him. But I'm telling you, what frustrates me is I have a good sense of humor. I like to joke and shit. But goddamn, for Devin Haney, what that man went through with Ryan Garcia, and everybody knows I was picking Ryan Garcia to beat him. I was like, Ryan going to knock him out. But after the fight and learning everything we've learned about Ryan, the testing, Ryan, everything, I just think part of me feel a little bad for Devin. Like, man, they did that dude wrong. And fans are just treating him like shit. And get me wrong, I think he and his dad have created a certain level of misery for themselves, but I don't think it's all warranted. And when it comes to Devin losing to Ryan, I don't think anyone should be poking him in the eye for that loss. They should, if anything, they should be supporting that guy because he was done wrong. And I do agree with the lawsuit. But anyway, Devin Haney, in my opinion, I think he'll look like Tszyu once he gets hit really hard. I just don't think he's going to respond well. I think he's going to go down. And I think, if anything, he turns into Shakur Stevenson, a boxer runner, and that batty, start flying around the ring like a goddamn Hollywood shuffle and shit. Anyway, in the breeze.